You are welcome to this video. In this video, we'll be looking at how to create a new invoice and turning an invoice into a customer payment. Now, to create a new invoice, we'll click on the new button and click on invoice. So we are sending invoice, the transaction we are treating now, the transaction on the 9th of January. So on the 9th of January, an invoice for 5,000 units of Beta 20 was sent to Alex Stores, and the customer representative is Henry Fowler at 5,800 per unit, paying 65% of invoices on all balances into our account. Now, we are sending invoice. This transaction involves sending invoice to this customer. Now, when we raise an invoice for this customer, we'll now receive payments from this customer regards the transactions we had with this customer. But this is going to be for 65% of the amount the customer is owing us for the transaction. So to do that, we'll come to new menu, click on the new button, invoices. Now, the customer is Henry Fowler. So we'll click Henry Fowler. Every details about the customer is now automatically displayed. The email address, the billing address. So the invoice date is for 9th of January. This is for 9th of January. So the due date will be on the 8th of February 2023. Now, for which product? Now, this is for 5,000 units of Beta 20. So come here, select the product we are raising invoice for. The quantity is 5,000, and this is the rate. So this is the quantity. Now this is the tax rate. So this is the value exclusive of tax, and this is the tax amount. Now this is the amount when the tax is added to it. So we can now click on save. Now we save this. We now save the invoice. We now save the invoice on our record. So we'll now click on save. I haven't checked that every other information is correct. I'll click on save. Now this invoice has been saved. Now the transaction equally said that this customer paid 65% of this invoice. Now this involves receiving payment from a customer. So to receive payment from a customer on an invoice, you come to new, click on receive payment. Now this is the receive payment window. So the very first thing is to select the customer receiving payment from Henry Fowler. So this is the details that are popped forth. So what's the payment method? To select the payment method, the customer is paying us, let's say by check. So we'll give it a reference number. Let's give it 001. Now the amount is being deposited to our Fidelity Bank. The customer is paying us to our Fidelity Bank. Now these are the transactions we have with this customer. Now, as at the beginning of the year, the financial year, the customer had an outstanding balance of this amount. Now this is the second invoice for the transaction we raised on the 9th of January 2023. Now they said this customer is paying 65% on all balances, right? So what I'll need to do is, now this is the balance before the beginning of the year. So this is the new balance. So if we add that up, it gives us an amount of, so we are adding, so I'll quickly punch my calculator. We are adding 9,584,756 plus 31,175,000. Right? It gives us 40,759,756. So if you add these two together, it gives us an outstanding balance with the customer of 40,757,756. Now the customer is paying 65%. So I'll take 65% of that amount. It gives me 493,841.4. So I can start by allocating this whole amount. The customer was allocating the first part of the 65% to this. Now the remaining balance, I'll deduct the remaining balance. To get the remaining balance, I'll now take the 65%, which gives me 26,493,841 naira 40 kobo. I'll now minus it from 9,584,756. So there'll be an outstanding balance of 16,909,085.40. So this will be sorry, let me enter this again. 16,909,085.40. Okay, so this is our total amount that the customer is paying us so far. So having gotten this figure, I can now click on clear payments. If I click on clear payments, it will close it, but I want to click on save and close. So this is the amount we are receiving, and we are receiving the amount directly into our Fidelity Bank, right? So this is the payment method and this is the payment date. So I'll now click on save and close. So payment received. So I've received payments from the customer. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you in the next lesson.